Hey, it's Chris.
And Maya.
And I can't believe it, but it's been 2 weeks since my last Sunday at Pinelake. And for some of you, that is news, and you're going, what? So we thought we'd make this little video just to catch you up on what you missed out on. So where should we start?
How about you start with vision?
Okay. So long-term vision is I'd love to be in a position where I could take what I do at Pinelake to other churches and do short 6, 3-month, 9-month contracts, work with worship teams, and just see how we could help them improve spiritually in their leadership, musically in their leadership. And, but I've never been able to imagine how that would provide for a 5-person family like ours. And so that's always kind of been on the shelf. Another piece of vision is God has shown me in the last year just how much, don't want to embarrass you, but how much influence Maya's had in just other women's lives and just how he's gifted her for ministry. Sometimes I've thought, she should be the full-time pastor and I should be working for a law firm. And so another piece of vision is, in 3 to 5 years, I'd love for her to be at a position where maybe she didn't have to work and could just do ministry full-time.
Or write a book.
She wants to write a book. So that's another piece. And then the third, ingredient in this stew is just a sense over the last year that my time just in the role that I've been doing for 20 plus years, worship pastor, music director, just that God was calling us to something new. And so over the last half of last year, started, praying through that, was not getting any peace, was actually kind of getting some anxiety just about not knowing what we were supposed to do next and not feeling strongly led towards one thing or other area of ministry or whatever. And so running kind of parallel with that track was around October or November, I was watching my dad and my stepmom just work like crazy there in the insurance industry, and they get real busy during that season. And it got me thinking, maybe I should get an insurance license in case one day I need to help dad in some sort of way or whatever. And just started researching that. And the more I did, the more I started to feel like, hey, this might be a path for us. And that was really weird because the idea of selling insurance was always a joke. Like, yeah, when I can't, if I can't get a gig, maybe I'll go sell insurance, right? But the more I looked into it, the more I started to feel like,
Isn't that funny how God does that?
And so I struggled with that though. Like for the first part of December, when I really started thinking about it seriously, what about my calling? What will people think? I looked at Maya one night and I said, "Baby, you didn't marry an insurance salesman. You married a pastor." And what'd you say?
I said,
she snapped at me.
Yeah, I said, I married a man, not the pastor.
And so she put me in my place, and I appreciated that. And just realized that I was putting chains on myself that were not from God. And right. And so for the first couple of weeks of January, we fasted and prayed. And just when that season was over, just felt like this is something we're supposed to do. And Pinelake has been unbelievably gracious through this process. The last few years in particular at Pinelake have just been amazing. Just love the culture that we've created. Love working with Josh and Jason and Madison. Love working with the central team. It's been awesome. And so it was weird to step away in a season where things were just so good. And
and we love our campus. We love our small groups.
So we're staying at Pinelake.
That's right.
So we'll be back. We're taking a little break right now, but we're planning to re-engage and be there. But yeah, last day was February 28th, and we've hit the ground. I got my insurance license on Friday.
Woo!
So golly. So that's it. That's crazy. But the idea is that work this business really hard for 2 to 5 years and get it to a place to where I can hire people full time, 1 or 2 people to help me run it, and have the margin to be able to go out on weekends and help serve some churches and still run the business during the week. And hopefully, a few years down the road, get to the place where Maya can just pursue whatever God's calling her to do. So that's the long-term vision. That's what we're pursuing. That's what we're praying for. We've got a lot of people that will ask us, how can we help? How can we pray? What would you say first?
Yeah, just favor that we keep the right things important, and that God places relationships in front of us, people that He'd like us to pour into, help. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. And, one of my favorite things about Chip Henderson at Pinelake is he leads us that ministry is what you leave behind you as you follow Christ. And I'm not going to stop ministering just because I don't get a paycheck from Pinelake.
Right.
That was a word of peace that God gave me. It was that you're not going to stop being a pastor. Your calling is still to be a pastor, whether or not you get a paycheck from a church. Mm-hmm. And so that's that's the approach I'm going to take as I serve seniors. By the way, we're going to be focusing on the senior market for insurance, Medicare supplements, other types of insurance, and things like that. And so that's the heart that I'm going to take into that. And I like that market because every senior needs some sort of supplement for their Medicare. And so it's just a matter of being able to be someone that they trust and that will take good care of them. And, it's not like a sales position where you got to twist people's arms or, feel any temptation to be unethical. Maya's giving me the "you're talking too much" look. So let me, anyway, so how can you help us? Pray that I will continue to follow after Christ
That's right.
first,
That's
even
good.
in the business. Obviously, pray for favor with folks. And then lastly, just practically, we'll launch the business in a couple of weeks. And so I wanted to make this video also because I didn't want you to see me on YouTube talking about Medicare and be really confused. So be looking for that in a couple of weeks. We'll launch the website and a YouTube channel. And, you can just support us by going to the website every once in a while and going to the YouTube channel every once in a while and just letting those videos play and liking them and sharing some comments, because that's how people will find us on search engines, is if people actually are watching the videos. So anyway, that's one way you can help us. God, I feel kind of weird even asking that, but whatever. So yeah, reach out if I can answer any questions. If I haven't talked to you yet and it's hurt your feelings that you didn't already know this, reach out. It's been crazy trying to talk to everybody. But I'd love to talk to everybody, and that's it. So we love you, and we'll be in touch. Anything else?
Bye.
Later.